Blackboard. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So make sure your mic is on mute throughout the session, unless you do have a question. So if you do have a question, just open up your mic and ask away. But let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to your U.S. History course. It's History 1302, the second part of U.S. History. And we'll be meeting as a class on Monday and Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. For the first 2 weeks, though, of course, this week and next week, we'll be meeting through this format online. But after that, as long as nothing radically changes with COVID concerns, we should be meeting by the third week, starting Monday at 1 o'clock. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to be aware of is Pronto. This right here, instant messenger, contact your instructor here. This is how you want to contact me throughout the semester. A couple of reasons for that. You can send me a message here if you'd like, but the problem with that is I don't get these messages in real time. And so it might take me, a couple of days to get back to you if I'm not receiving the messages in real time. Here I have the app on my phone and I receive the message when you send it. Now, with that said, I usually get back to students within the day. So if I do not get back to you within the day, let's say 24 hours goes by, I will not consider it rude or pushy if you send me another message. Typically, though, I will get back to you. I just want to throw that out there, though. Calling me at my office is welcomed. You can do that, but again, it's not a very efficient way of contacting me. If we do need to talk on the phone, by all means we can, but let's initiate that through Pronto so we're not playing phone tag over the course of a few days. I'm going to come back to after hour study sessions. Suffice to say, our first one is tonight at 6 p.m. and you're welcome to join if you are free for that. These are always optional, and again, I'll talk more about that in just a little bit. So let's go to start here. And we'll briefly look at the syllabus, opening up the syllabus. Make sure this is the correct one. Yes, the correct one. Okay. Okay, so we'll just go down to the assignments. There will be chapter quizzes on a weekly basis, and those will be scheduled at the first 5 minutes of each class. So we'll start doing that this Monday. So this Monday, there will be a chapter quiz on chapter 15, the first chapter for the semester on Reconstruction. If you want to get a heads up on that, we will begin discussing that in the after hours study session today. And I'll show you where that's located in just a little bit in Blackboard. And that collectively, this constitutes 20% of the grade. So each week, 1 to 2 quizzes a week. So collectively throughout the entire semester, that is going to equal 20% of the grade. So just keep that in mind. If you miss 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 quizzes throughout the entire semester, not a huge deal. If you're missing more than 4, though, that's going to begin to add up, right? So there are no making up quizzes. If you're not there for the first 5 minutes of the quiz, you're not able to take it. So please make sure you are on time. If you're not there for the quiz, then you're not able to take it. There are ways of making up points, and I'll discuss that in just a little bit. Participation in in-class work, 20% of the grade. So anything that we do in class, any assignments, any kind of group work, that constitutes 20% of your grade. So showing up will definitely increase your chances of earning a great grade this semester. And then finally, there are unit exams. There are 5 units this semester. So there are 5 unit exams. So that means that there are 5 units throughout the semester. So each exam is worth 12% of the grade, collectively 60% of the grade. All right. So the quizzes, they will be multiple choice questions, multiple response questions, sometimes true, false, and fill in the blank. Each quiz will have 5 questions. There are 2 attempts possible. Well, no, actually, there'll be only 1 attempt possible, but per session. So if you come to class, you can take it once, and if you come to the next class, you'll be able to take it again. So it'll be sort of a makeup if you've come to the following class. The highest grade will be recorded. No late submissions for any reason will be accepted. And again, these quizzes will be administered at the first 5 minutes of class. So again, next week, we'll have a quiz on chapter 15, first 5 minutes of our online session. And then on Wednesday, the same thing. Of those 2 attempts, the highest score will be recorded. Unit exams, right? The exams include 4 study guide questions. I'll show you what that is in just a little bit. 20 quiz questions. So by the time we take the unit exam, you'll have seen many of these questions, maybe not all of them, but you will have seen some of those during the chapter quizzes that we take at the beginning of a class, and then 1 lecture essay, which I'll speak of which in just a little bit. Got 2 hours to take these exams. They must be taken in the lockdown browser. So these are exams that we will not be doing in class. They will be essentially, the Unit 1 exam is open now, and you can take it anytime that you feel ready, and I'll explain when you are ready in just a little bit. Be sure you're aware of when it's actually ultimately due, because no late submissions will be accepted. There is an opportunity to make up these exams with what are called makeup exams, which there's going to be 2 of them throughout the semester, right? So these exams are not required, but if you ended up not doing a unit exam or you're not satisfied with your grade for unit exam 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, you'll have the opportunity to make it up. So the makeup exam 1 will be 10 short answer questions from chapters 15 and 21. And again, I'll show you where to locate those questions in just a little bit. There are no surprises in this class. You'll have all of the potential questions, at least short answers, and lecture essays well ahead of time before taking the exam. And 2 lecture essays from weeks 2 through 8. And then for the makeup 2, 10 short answer questions from chapters 22 through 27, and then 2 lecture essays from weeks 10 through 14. So again, those makeup exams aren't required. They're just there in case something goes wrong in your preparation for any particular exam. All right. Just a heads up, there is no required textbook for this course. All assigned content is provided at no cost to the student via Blackboard. So for some crazy reason, if you happen to have purchased a textbook, you can take it back. See if you get your money back. All right. Again, open up your mic if you have any questions whatsoever, or if you just need clarification on anything at any point during the session. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this too. This is available to you throughout the semester. The color coordination is basically indicating units. So basically, week 2 and week 3 are dealing with unit 1, which concludes with a unit exam. You see right here, chapter quiz due, first 5 minutes of class, and there's a discussion post. Don't know if we'll be doing online discussion posts throughout the semester, but definitely for the first couple of weeks since we are online exclusively. But we'll see how it goes throughout the semester. The content is available, so chapter 15, you can access chapter 15 here. You can also access the lecture for chapter 15 right there, and I'll show you where to locate it in Blackboard in just a second, right? And basically so on and so forth throughout the semester until we get to the end of the semester. Okay, so closing up, start here, and where you want to begin, starting basically now, you really do want to begin getting into this course as soon as possible, chapter 15. So you're going to open up chapter 15, and the first thing you want to do, oops, hidden, and this one should be showing. There we go. First thing you want to do is open up chapter Learning Objective Study Guide and assign content. And this will let you know what it is you're supposed to be doing for that particular chapter and that particular week, right? So chapter 15, reconstruction and the lecture reconstruction. So go ahead and open it on up. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. What you're going to see down here is the study guide for chapter 15, basically. And you can also access this within the chapter. So let's go ahead and do that. So it opens on up. You notice you have a linked study guide right there. The study guide is obscured. You want to expand it by just doing that. And then what you're going to see here is some PowerPoint for the chapter with some supplementary material, the audio version for the chapter. So somebody out in the internets took the liberty of reading each chapter for the textbook that is assigned for this course, which is called The American Yacht, and read each chapter. So if it's taking a little while to open up, but if you prefer to listen to the chapter,
actually listening,
right? Close that out. You're perfectly welcome to do that. Sometimes I like, if I'm not familiar with a particular topic, it's helpful to both listen and read at the same time. So that would be some advice I would offer to you right there. What I highly suggest you guys all do for a couple of reasons is for these short answer questions. Each chapter is going to come with a series of short answer questions that you need to respond to. And what I highly suggest doing is getting a notebook dedicated to this course and take the 5 minutes, maybe, I don't even think it would take 5 minutes, but to physically, with a pencil or pen, handwrite these questions down. And there's a couple of reasons why you want to do that. First and foremost, the practical reason for doing so is that during the unit exam, you can use as many handwritten notes as you would like, right? You can't use type notes. You can't use the printed pages from the textbook. You can't use any other electronic equipment except your computer or tablet, but you can use handwritten notes. The other thing that this is going to do is, if you take the time to handwrite these questions, it will begin to trigger your mind about what to look for going forward, right? And so if you've taken the time to handwrite these questions, you will know before even beginning to read the material down below or going through the provided videos that you're looking for information that'll help you respond to this question right here. What questions did Reconstruction seek to answer for the nation? And so on and so forth. What course did presidential Reconstruction takes, right? So as if you're going through the chapter and you come across information about Abraham Lincoln or Andrew Johnson, the two presidents during presidential Reconstruction, you could write that information down. You could write down peripheral information about that too, about individuals who were against presidential Reconstruction, like Congressperson Thaddeus Stevens, right? And just write those notes down, so on and so forth, as you're going through this material, right? To begin and to initiate your note taking throughout that, right? So it's a good way of organizing your notes, and it's a good way of making sure you're aware of what it is that you should be preparing for during this in preparation for the unit exam. Okay. The other thing that you want to be aware of are the lectures. So each unit exam will have, most unit exams will have one lecture essay that you need to prepare for. So for instance, unit 1, there's going to be 2 lectures, one on Reconstruction and one on the West, right? You're going to choose one of those to prepare for ahead of time, right? So you don't need to do both of them. You need to do one of them. And so how do you do that? And what exactly are you preparing for? So you're preparing to write a 5 to 8 paragraph essay responding to this specific essay prompt right here. Right. So this essay prompt is going to appear, and there's also an essay prompt for the West that's going to appear. When you open up the exam, you're going to choose which one to respond to. To do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go through the segments, the components, the parts of the lecture referred to as learning objectives, right? So you notice here, discuss the 2 constitutional theories that evolved around the question of Reconstruction. Well, that is the first part of the essay prompt, right? And What you're going to want to do here is to go through the video, go through the provided notes, and that will give you information to respond to this particular learning objective. When you're done with that, move on to learning objective 2, right? Discuss the presidential plan of Reconstruction and show how its weaknesses led to the congressional plan of Reconstruction. If you look at the essay here, right, that's dealing with this part of the essay prompt. And same concept, you go through the video, you go through the notes, it will provide you information on how to respond to that particular prompt. Same goes with learning objective 3, the same goes for learning objective 4. Once you've completed learning objectives 1 through 4 for this lecture essay, combine those responses together, and that is your 5 to 8 paragraph essay. Does that make sense? Does anyone need a little more clarification on that? So let me know, just chime in with your open mic and we'll go from there. So the other aspect of Unit 1 is Chapter 17, right? And so it's it works the same way as Chapter 15. You open up assigned content, chapter learning objectives in the study guide. You notice that there is a chapter that you can click here. You notice that there is a lecture and then the provided study guide that you're preparing for. Once you are done with chapters 15 and 17, as far as preparing for the short answer questions and for the lecture essay prompt, then you're ready to take the unit exam. So the unit exam is located here. You need to take it through Lockdown browser. So if you're unfamiliar with what Lockdown browser is, today, please take the time to download it to the computer that you'll be using for this semester. All the computers here have Lockdown browser. So if you'd like to use a computer here, you can use that. Download, where is it available at? Oh, it's not. Okay, I'll put it within here. It should be there, but it's not. So I'll have it download Blackboard. Nope, it's not there. So it'll be here later on. Suffice to say, though, let me open it on up. One second. It's within the Blackboard page. So this is the home page for Blackboard. Let's see, where is it? Click here for download Respondus. Oh, no, that's not it. Actually, it's download. Yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. And I'm going to put this in Pronto right now. So simply click here. This is something like this should show up on your desktop. If not, go into where your programs are located. And to take the exam, you need to click the application. That'll take you to the login page for Blackboard. Then go to where the exam is located within Blackboard and then take the exam as indicated, right? You will need to use a webcam for this. So if you don't have a webcam, please purchase one. You can get one now for under $10 at Best Buy or Amazon. If you don't want to do that, then you just need to make arrangements to come to one of the various computer labs here at South Texas College to take it. Just make sure to let the technicians know that you need a computer with a webcam. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So do chime in again if you have any questions. If not, don't worry about it. But again, open up your mic if you do have a question. So tonight we'll be having what are referred to as after-hour study sessions. These are optional. You don't have to attend these. I highly recommend doing it. It will definitely help you prepare for the unit exams going forward, as well as offer you an opportunity to get extra credit. So Let me open up the extra credit guidelines real quick here within this folder. So for students that submit a 1 to 5 page, 1 to 5 reaction papers throughout the entire semester with an 80% or higher, you can earn up to 2.5% extra credit towards the total grade. 5 to 10 reaction papers, up to 5% extra credit, and then 11 to 15 with an 80% or higher, 10% extra credit. To earn that 80%, your paper should strive to be at least a page long. It shouldn't be too big of a deal to accomplish, or more, and adhere to the writing guidelines, right? So the paper is due within 48 hours of the session, so that's going to be Fridays at 11:59. And incidentally, any date that you see associated as a deadline, 11:59 is the last minute that you can submit it at that particular date. Right. Let me go ahead and open up the writing guidelines. You'll see this throughout the syllabus and all throughout Blackboard. Real important to adhere to. It's just basically a series of bullet points urging you to be as specific as possible with your responses and to avoid just generalizing, right? So you want to make sure that you're referring to relative dates, specific geography that's relevant to the prompt or to the question or to your reaction paper, specific individuals that might be brought up during these sessions or during within the text or lecture, so on and so forth, right? In other words, be as specific as possible and definitely let me know that, yes, I have gone through the material and I see what this particular question or what was discussed during the study session with specifics, right? You want to avoid just being general with your responses. All right, since this is the first day, that's pretty much all I have for the class. So if you haven't started chapter 15, begin doing so now. You want to make sure you're staying well ahead of the schedule rather than kind of behind the schedule. So this is a perfect opportunity this week to make sure that you're staying ahead of the schedule. So if you guys don't have any questions, I won't keep you any longer than you need to be kept for the day, but do chime in if you have any questions.
Sir, I do have a question. This class is technically, we go to a classroom every Mondays and Wednesdays.
Mhm.
But the thing is, I have been checking the syllabus and I might not have been seeing it, but what is the classroom? And is there going to be like a scheduling between like certain kids go on one day, or do we all go?
No, you'll all go at the same days. It is in the PE building and room and on the 3rd floor in gosh, what? Oh, 131. So 3 P3 131 is the room, and I'll make sure I post that in Pronto and in the announcements prior to our first meeting date. Good question. Any other questions?
For the after-hour study sessions, would you be sending a link this afternoon, or?
Yeah, I'll be sending a link. Yeah, this afternoon there'll be a link available. I'll send it out in Pronto sometime a little bit after my next class session.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, you said there would be 2 classes. You said, I believe in the message, you said there was going to be one at 1 o'clock and then there was going to be another one at 2:30.
Yeah, so within Blackboard, there are 2 sections of 1302 combined. So if you're in this class right now, you are probably scheduled for the 1 o'clock session, but the other class meets at 2:30.
Okay, so not us, just another class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And for the reaction papers, you said when would they be due?
They
Or
are due 48 hours after the session, so they are due every Friday. So tonight we have a session, so it'll be due this Friday at 11:59.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
If it says P106, that is a mistake. I'll make sure that that's fixed, but it should be P3-131. This is where we'll meet as a class.
Oh, and you said there would be an after-hour session today, right?
Yep, today at 6 o'clock. I'll send
Oh,
out the link after my 2:30 class.
Oh, okay.